Hello, friends, and happy Straturday. Psyberry here with another Darkest Dungeon How to Use guide. Briefly, before I jump into this, thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this guide with a friend. Alright, without further ado, let's do this. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into how to play the Boatswain. Boatswain was made by Revolt and was released May 8th, 2021, and last updated on May 13th, 2021. The canon name for the Boatswain is Silver. I'm detecting a pirate nickname. Without any more delay, let's just dive straight into his base stats. The max HP at first resolve is a 30. This will improve to a 54 at max resolve, going up by 6 at every level. This is very comparable. It's within like 1 HP at each of these levels from Man-at-Arms HP. I consider this pretty high on the HP pool. It's pretty tanky, and you're going to find that Man-at-Arms has a lot of similarities stat-wise with this class, and that's a pretty good mold to be making a class out of, to be honest. The dodge is going to start off at a 5 and progress to a 25. This is the average dodge tier. Same stats as a Crusader or a Man-at-Arms for this. Prot is a 0. The speed is a 5, and at 3rd resolve it will become a 6. It'll become a 7 at 4th resolve, and finally an 8 at 5th resolve. So he kind of starts off at a normal speed growth tier, but then he accelerates his growth in speed near the end, gaining an extra speed growth from most classes. This is a good speed, and it kind of turns into a close to a great speed, kind of rivaling things like the Occultist at the end, but typically he'll level up his speed similar to an Antiquarian and a Highwayman. The accuracy is a 0. The crit is going to start at 2% and move to a 6% at max resolve. This is what I consider below average, although it's not bad. It's a similar crit range for Plague Doctor and Man-at-Arms. There's that Man-at-Arms again. And the damage, finally, is 5 to 9 at opening resolve, and it will progress to an 8 to 16 at final resolve. This one is kind of a hybrid growth again. It starts off very comparable to Man-at-Arms in damage category, but at the end level it's actually going to be a little more potent than a Man-at-Arms would be, similar to a Bounty Hunter at max level. So you're going to find him a pretty tanky class with decent dodge, good speed to show off. He's not going to get a ton of crits, and his damage is going to be pretty good, approximate to a frontline damage dealer. So let's just jump straight into the combat skills real quick. Starting with the first one, Mooring Blow. This is usable from rank 1 and can target rank 1 enemies. It's a melee attack with an accuracy base of 90. It does full damage and has a crit modifier of plus 10%. This is definitely his highest crit move on his moveset. This is going to be primarily where all your crits are going to come from. The only issue I ever find is the range requirement here. This is going to have full armor piercing, which is awesome, especially against those crustacean holes in the cove. It will bypass guard, which is always nice as well, and it will do a bonus 15% damage versus Eldritch. That Eldritch bonus damage is going to scale as you level up. I think it will probably end at about 35. My level 4 one has a plus 30%. And also what you'll notice there is the damage mod goes from a full damage to a plus 15%. It looks like every level you rank this up, it will get a bonus 5% damage. Up to presumably a max of 20% at max level. So this has got 2 different damage multipliers going for it, which is actually going to make it really potent. The only issue you're going to have to worry about is to continually feed people into rank 1. So you're going to want skills that can clear the dead or pull, if you want to make good use out of Mooring Blow. The second combat skill is Head Cracker. It's usable from rank 1 or 2, and can target rank 1 or 2 enemies. This is another melee attack, with an accuracy base of 85, a damage modifier of negative 33%, and a crit mod of negative 4%. This will stun the target with a 90% base, and do a bonus 15% damage versus Eldritch. That Eldritch damage will also scale as you level up. It's a pretty commonplace to see that. The stun is almost as potent as a typical stun move. They took a little bit of that potency away, and gave him considerably more damage than most stunners get with this move. So he's got good stun coverage as long as all you need is those front ranks. I consider him pretty good to fill in that other stun spot with a Plague Doctor, and I'll probably show that when I take him out for a spin later.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
The third combat skill is Heave Ho, usable from rank 1 or 2, and you can target rank 2, 3, or 4 enemies with this move. It's a ranged attack that will pull the Boatswain back 1 rank. This has an accuracy base of 95, a damage mod of negative 80%, and a crit mod of negative 4%. This is going to pull the target back with 110% base, which is pretty potent, and it stays that potent at every rank level. And it's also going to mark the target. This is a good combo move if you are marking targets, but keep in mind he is not really well equipped to mark targets for an Arbalist, for example, because he's going to pull them into rank 1 where the Arbalist can't reach with the mark synergy move. So he's going to be very good with other units that can hit rank 1 and give bonus on mark, particularly the Bounty Hunter. A couple of one-off moves like Shield Breaker, Highwayman, those come to mind as well, but I'm going to run with Bounty Hunter because I prefer it. Fourth combat skill is Ramming Maneuver. It's usable from rank 3 or 4, and can target rank 1 or 2 enemies. This is a ranged attack that will move the Boatswain forward 3 ranks. Has an accuracy base of 90, a damage modifier of negative 15%, and a crit mod of +1. This is going to knock back the target, again with 110% potency, and that will stay just as potent at end levels as well. So he's got these 2 moves that are very good at manipulating the ranks your opponents are in. You can shove people back that you think are worthless in the back end, or you can pull people forward so that your party can reach them. All kinds of utility between these 2. The fifth combat skill is Brace for Impact. It is usable from any rank, and it will clear stun on your allies, clear any debuffs. It will stress your allies out for 10. I mean, consider that you are shouting out that something's coming, so kind of makes sense. And you're going to buff them for 10% prot. So this is kind of a good way to reset if you got some stun people in your party. If you run into spiders and they stun somebody, and you just kind of want to get that turn back. If you luck into his turn first, it's a really good way to clear stuns. I don't typically have this on my moveset a lot, but if you have a party that will allow you one unused skill slot, bring this. You may luck into like the perfect opportunity to use this, and it's pretty fun. The sixth ability is Stand Behind Me. It's usable from rank 1, 2, or 3. You're going to select an ally, you're going to guard that ally, and you're going to buff yourself plus speed. It's similar at the high level, only the speed is actually a pretty considerable amount. At high level, 4 speed is not bad at all. So this is not bad, and especially when you factor in that he's a very tanky class. This guy basically got man-at-arms stats with higher high-level damage. So him as a tank, pretty good. I usually prefer to force guard on people with riposte, but if you don't want to run the riposte game, or you just want to really, really run with the Boatswain, he is not a bad guard whatsoever. He's good with the Antiquarian in that way. He's always looking out for his crew. And the final combat skill is Fight by My Side. This is usable once per battle, and usable from rank 1 or 2. You're going to pull an ally 2 squares forward, and you're going to buff that target 5% prot, 5 accuracy, and 2% crit. These buffs scale pretty good as you get up high level. The prot considerably. The accuracy is just enough to keep you relevantly hitting throughout all the levels, and the crit is just icing on the cake. This is not a bad way to reset your party into proper order if somebody's in the back and you don't want them there. It's considerably good for people like the leper who really hate being thrown to the back. This is a good way to kind of reset that. Yeah. Alright, real quick, let's look at the camping skills. He's got the generic Encourage, Wound Care, and Pep Talk, as you'd expect, and his first unique camping skill is Grog Bottle. This is a time cost 3 ability. You're going to select a companion, and they are going to heal 20 stress and remove disease. This is pretty good for being able to remove disease on an ally. He cannot target himself, so keep that in mind. You're going to need someone else if he gets a disease, or just kind of wait till after the quest. But you're going to see a couple of reasons why the Boatswain is pretty good at a campsite healing allies' stress. Second combat skill is Rigorous March. It's a time cost 3 camping skill, and you target yourself. You're going to gain a couple of buffs. Minus 25% chance that the party is surprised for 5 battles, and plus 20% chance that monsters are surprised for 5 battles. This is going to kind of make up the loss of an edge if you want to run out with a torchless group. This is going to kind of keep your party safe, because that's the main threat you're going to have in those conditions is surprise battles. The cost here is your party is going to receive 10 stress, which isn't bad when you consider you're only using 3 time cost for this ability. The third unique camping skill is Calming Hum. This is time cost 1. Select the party, and there's a 50% chance that everyone in the party is going to recover 7 stress. For 1 time cost, this is really effective. And yes, it's a 50% chance, but I take those odds all the time. The final camping skill, Command Night Watch. This time cost 2. This is going to prevent nighttime ambush, and you're going to select a companion, and that companion is going to stress out for 30 stress. So you're basically demanding that they stay on watch, and they're absolutely terrified of you, to the point that they're gonna do that. They're not gonna slip up, not even once. So the Boatswain has got some unique tech and some pretty good and cheap camping skills, especially for removing stress on your allies. So what else do we need to know about this class here? When composing a party, keep in mind his strengths. He's very good at cove runs. If there's an Eldritch presence in that dungeon, taking him there is probably going to be very beneficial, especially if you're planning to use either Mooring Blow or Headcracker. He's a good mark setter, especially if you want that person to be in rank 1 when they're marked. And he's very efficient with his move skills. He's got high potency on both of them, so he's good at manipulating party order on the opposing side. He's got front rank stun coverage if you need that. Another thing to keep in mind is quirks with this class. I think what I would prioritize stat-wise with quirks would be dodge, speed, prot, or HP. Actually, I would consider on him as well. So things like Luminous, where you can get 2 of those things that you want in one quirk, are going to be very, very efficient on this class. I think even Quick Reflexes is worth locking on him, especially if you're going to use him as a stunner or a moving and marking class. It's very good for him to go first in those instances, and that's a good way to keep that in mind. But still, Luminous is like top tier for him, I think. But things like Hard-Skinned for Prot, or even Tough, even though it's only 10% max HP, with his high HP value, 10% is going to give him more than any other class would get. So that's pretty nice. Real quick, let's look at his trinkets. See how quick I can find them. Not bad. Alright, the first one we're going to go over here is the Pirate's Cloak. This is going to give him 20% max HP and plus 10% prot when guarding at the cost of 2 speed. So this makes him a better guard and makes him more survivable. Plus 20% max HP is actually really good, and when you factor in his high base HP, you're actually going to get a lot out of that. It's probably comparable to an average character getting plus 25%, so it's actually pretty dope. The next one I'm going to go over is the Buccaneer's Bumbo. Plus 10% damage, and this is also going to give you 10% less stress at the cost of 20% of your move skill chance, which is still kind of, it leaves them potent enough that you can kind of rely on them. Or if you're going to use another trinket that might boost it, it offsets. And the other negative here is the -5 accuracy with ranged skills. So this isn't bad if damage or survivability of your sanity is your concern. It's not a bad one to throw in there. The next we're going over is the Mysterious Navigation Device. This is going to give an additional 15% scouting chance, which I can't complain about that. It's an uncommon trinket. I was kind of hoping for more out of a scouting chance trinket normally, but this is not bad for an uncommon trinket that you could probably find pretty early in a hamlet. And the final one we're going to go over here before we look at the ones we're equipping is the Reinforced Gloves. This is the common trinket. It's got 10% prot plus 15% bleed resistance at the cost of 5% crit. This is basically going to lock your crit at 0% as a normal bonus until you reach rank 6, at which point it will be a 1% crit over here. You will still have move modifiers, so that's going to be fine. You're still going to have a real good chance of critting with Mooring Blow specifically, but a decent chance of ramming maneuver as well. And the last trinket he's got to go over is Remnants of Emma. Emma is the ship you used to sail on. It's going to give you plus 10 accuracy with ranged skills. It's going to ignore stealth, so that's nice. You were going to receive 15% more stress damage while you have this equipped, and you were going to also get an additional 40% to all your move skill chances. And upon hitting an enemy, you are going to de-stealth them. So, this is a very good way to keep him relevant in the move game at marking and de-stealthing folks, even in medium and difficult dungeons. So you got good reach with Heave Ho and Headcracker, and you can basically de-stealth folks on cue. And overall, I think that's a very fun way to play. So real quick, we are going to run into this quest because it's a medium level quest and that's what I need. We are not actually going to kill the Siren because I don't really want to do that on my campaign, but we are going to do this quest, and hopefully this Mark party will be fairly well equipped to take on whatever fights us.
I always wondered what became of the unfortunate little waif.
Unfortunate little waif. Alright, battle number 1, let's do this. Okay, we got a pretty straightforward combat here. We're gonna actually do this.
Power.
Move back, and I got the stun. Nice. We are going to heave-ho this snail. Now, it does low damage, but 0 damage against a snail is lower than I signed up for. We're gonna go ahead and kill this guy.
Another one falls.
Actually... yeah, I think I'm gonna just hit him with that. Yep, it'll kill him. We should be able to use the Boatswain to kill this guy with mooring afterwards. So we're gonna actually swap. We're gonna do this even though we don't need it. It's turn
A
order.
momentary abatement.
Oh my god, he's really gonna go last? Alright, whatever. Mooring blow, let's do this shit.
Destroyed.
Now, we didn't need
Trifling victory,
to crit
but a
to
victory
do 20 damage.
nonetheless.
I'm pretty sure he would have done, like, on the cusp of 20 damage because of the bonus and the Eldritch bonus. So, like, it's pretty badass, not gonna lie. You do have to keep in mind, though, if you're using the hook and pull maneuver, he is going to pull back in the party, so you definitely want to keep him near the front, regardless of that, but you need to be extra careful to be able to revert from that situation. Okay. Well, I think my main priority, I'm going to use Headcracker real quick. Did not get the lucky stun, that's fine. We're going to finish him off.
Annihilated.
I think this round what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the stress guy forward. Okay. So we're not going to be able to get a stun on him. Just not. Nice dodge. Okay, let's kill you.
Impressive.
Or not kill. That's fine. We haven't shown the guard move yet, actually. We could just kill a turn setting up guard. Let's do that. Stand behind me! Guarding Little Miss Plague Doctor. Not bad at all. Okay, we are going to do this then. Even though they got rid of their buffs, I could have stunned them again. Maybe I should have done that. Alright, we need to finish off this guy who's got 2 HP. This is not going to do 2 damage. Headcracker win.
Press this advantage.
Okay, get rid of the block. We haven't run into anybody stealthing yet, so we haven't got to show the Trinket doing its thing, but it should be fine. I don't know why I don't have that other stun thing on here. It's pretty cool.
Obliterated.
Oh. Well, let's get rid of this corpse. He's pretty much dead.
A death by inches.
Okay, I didn't have to do another move with him. I am going to try and show some other moves off. We better give him his primary attack, though. Actually, this one might be safer for me to run. We are going to pull you into at least here, so we can show that off. We don't need that. We don't need that. Hopefully we can show them all off in this next fight. We'll see. Alright. It's fine. Okay. We finally have a stealth guy. It's gonna be a problem.
The ground quakes.
I hope he dies before Boatswain gets a turn. And I want him to die from that, so his corpse is gone. I could uppercut. Why didn't I do that? There we go. That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay, so I'll be able to hit him with ramming maneuver now, and because of this, it should hit through stealth and de-stealth the target. So we're actually going to do that against you. Goodbye, stealth. We don't want to wait a couple turns to kill the healer. That's a bad idea.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Bye, sir.
Eradicated.
Got the crit. Got the crit. Let's see. Brace for impact. I mean, we can take the stress damage. Let's use brace for impact just to show it off. Fuck it. No. I want to pull you up forward. KO. All right. So that, my friends, is the Boatswain. You should try him out. He's a lot of fun. He's got a lot of interesting utility. He's kind of a very fun, tanky support character. And he's got considerable damage, more than you would expect for being built like a man-at-arms. So thanks for tuning in. We've got another Let's Play video coming up on Wednesday, and we should have another guy coming up next Saturday. I want to give a quick thanks and shout out to Josh Mitchell for becoming a patron on Patreon. I really appreciate it. Your support is incredibly meaningful and humbling. But other than that, thanks for watching. Stay frosty.
Doesn't matter who's the